Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What the politics of slogans and anger and chaos are doing south of the border. They are dividing and they are weakening the Americans. And that is why, that is what, they are not united anymore. United in name only. And now the Americans want our strength. They want our resources, our water, our land. They want our country. There's your answer. There's your answer. Because Canada is not America. Canada is not America. Thank God. America is a melting pot. Look around this room. We're all Canadians. We're all Canadians. We're all distinct. We're all Canadians. Canada is on the ground. It is true that President Trump has betrayed Canada. He's betrayed Canada. And he has ruptured the global economy. Our old relationship with the United States is over, unfortunately.
Party is projected to win the general election. The pivotal vote has been overshadowed by Donald Trump's tariffs and a high cost of living. Voters have been deciding whether to extend the Liberal Party's decade in power or hand control to the Conservatives. Liberal leader Mark Carney took over as Prime Minister from Justin Trudeau, who resigned in March. Carney is the former governor of Canada's central bank. He ran a tight race against the opposition Conservative Party's Pierre Poilievre. Let's bring in John Hendren, who joins us live now from Ottawa, the Canadian capital, from Liberal Party's HQ, I think, or at least where the celebrations are going to take place. So, John, tell us what's happening, what's the latest?
$400,000 a year. The Liberals should probably book that as a campaign expense, given the way that it's...
Well, right now, it is true that Carney is projected as the winner, but what he doesn't have is a lock on a majority government. He needs 172 seats to rule outright out of the 343 in Parliament. So now he would have to form a coalition unless he gains about 12 more seats. Right now, it looks like he could come pretty close with a coalition with the New Democratic Party and a few more seats, which they are hoping to win. But let me just put this in perspective, Nick. It's been a long way from where things were in January. In January, the Conservative Party was about 25 percentage points ahead in polls. That's because the Liberals had ruled for 10 years. Justin Trudeau was remarkably unpopular. And then Trudeau stepped down, Carney stepped up, and then Trump stepped up his tariffs and stepped up his attacks on Canada, saying he wanted to make it the 51st state. So Donald Trump has really made the difference in this election, flipping the electoral math from Conservatives to what appears to be a Liberal gain here. And if the Liberals do win this after 10 years, this would be their fourth consecutive victory. I talked to some voters about exactly why that was. And what seems to have made the difference was Trump. One of the voters I talked to here said, and I'm at the Liberal celebration on election night here, one of the voters I talked to said that she wanted to tell Trump that Canada would never be the 51st state. It is a proud country, and that is part of the kind of solidification of the Liberal vote that we've seen. I talked to another man, and I said, why isn't the Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre, the right person? And he said that he was too closely associated with Donald Trump.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
I'm a skeptic.
I'm Kamal. My bad. Sorry.
I'm Mia.
And I'm Enzo.
And tonight on the new party, we have a lot to discuss. I feel like Skeptic and Gray are going to be happy with the first topic. Canada sent a message to Donald Trump and the conservatives in America and in Canada. So, with that being said, what is your thoughts, Gray? Is this a precursor for 2026?
Most likely. I mean, the Republicans are definitely most likely going to lose in the midterms with the things that are happening in the USA. As far as the economy, that's really the reason that people are really upset with Trump. And nobody wants anybody encroaching on their statehood, especially how patriotic Trump is. He should know that somebody doesn't want someone saying that they're going to be the 51st state of their country.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Skeptic, what's your thoughts? I mean, what are the people saying on lives? Were you shocked to see that a liberal won? I mean, I was honestly shocked because Canada was really angry, during the whole COVID thing, the truckers, all that. So I am actually surprised about this win tonight.
Yeah, I think after Trudeau, everybody was expecting Canada to have a conservative prime minister, but the association with Trump definitely had to do with their election, and I think that it is, they're sending a message, and I think the same thing's going to happen in America. People are upset. We have lost, I want to say since January, the total that's been lost is $11 trillion in the stock market as of like today, the 100th day. I want to say that what we were under is 3.9 trillion. Trump's like polling for approval is at an all-time low. They're saying like, a lot of negative things that we kind of were saying were going to happen are happening. So I definitely can see a blue wave coming, and I think that it's needed, to be honest. And I think this time it's going to be different because the right was given so much leniency that now you can expect the same thing to be tolerated from the left also. And I think rightly so, if we're going to allow for people to be pushing the line when it comes to constitutional rights and passing agencies that are, report in the Veteran Affairs. Pam Bondi created an agency where you can report somebody who is infringing on your Christian bias or they're negatively affecting you if you're a Christian. I think the same thing's going to be done the other way. And I don't think you can blame anybody but the radical right, in my opinion.
Radical right. Enzo, is a blue wave coming? Should we be scared? Should I burn this hat?
All I'm going to say is Democrats are polling less than Donald Trump's lowest. 20%. That's all I'm going to say on that. And the whole 100-day approval rating of 42%, it was conducted by 4,400 people. 4,400. Does 4,400 people speak for 330 million Americans? I don't think so. And then the media bias is 92% negative across the board of the legacy media. So if that's not saying something, I don't know what is. I don't care about the polls because in 2016, the polls said Hillary was winning in a landslide. I don't care about the polls because in 2024 it said Kamala was winning in a landslide. It don't fucking matter to me. I don't care about polls. I don't care about any of that. There is no blue wave. They are polling way less than it. Okay, so all right. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I'm sorry. The polls about the Democrats, that's probably fucking true because let's be honest. Over the last 4 years, come on now, everyone was done with the Democrats. So that's all I'm gonna say there.
Hey, Fatty. We'll give you a minute. I'll move you down if you're not ready. Oh, you ready? You ready? Hey, Fatty.
Yeah.
How you doing? Welcome. Thank you for coming tonight, Fatty. We really appreciate you coming. Fatty, for those of you that may or may not know, lives in Portugal. So If you keep
Welcome
up with
back.
the news, you would know that poor Fatty did not have power for how many hours, Fatty?
It was 13 hours. The problem was not having power. It was like a complete shutdown. Water, power, internet, gas, like everything went to shit. So
That's insane.
they kind of investigating what's going on, but we still don't know for the most part. How you
Wow.
guys doing? Nice to meet y'all for the most part. I think I only met one or two people in the panel, but thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Yes, Fatty, thank you for coming and thank you for streaming in your network. Your people were having a meltdown. They said, "Where's Fatty? What's this? Did you hack his network?"
It was my fault. Thank you very much for patience.
Fatty, I'm gonna let you hear what we talking about, and then I'll come back to you.
No, I was
Kamal.
listening. I was listening since the beginning. But you guys can pick it up. But I was listening since the beginning.
Oh, you were listening? Okay, go. You can go now then if you want, or we can move
No,
on to him and give you a moment to gather your thoughts.
it's quick. The United States are making a favor to the Liberal Party on Canada. People are being radicalized and moving on hate more than moving on love. And the attacks that Donald Trump made on Trudeau actually saved him because he was a non-liked person from most people. All of a sudden, you, like somebody said, you are talking about them being the next state, and now you're going to punish them. Everybody is against Bush until they feel everybody's under attack. Now Bush has great support and everybody loves him. So I think people didn't learn from history. His party was going to lose bad, and he actually give a favor to the people that he was going to fight against. So congratulations. I think they played themselves.
Kamal, do you feel the same way? Like, what's your thoughts? Because you're apolitical.
Yeah, which means I don't give a damn. To be honest. But I'm gonna be honest, the polls don't really matter. We know that. You feel me? And I don't know, we just watched a clip on Canadian politics, and I'm just kind of like, we tying it to American politics. First of all, I'm just one of these people that I don't try to jump into other people's politics in other countries that I don't live in, nor do I know a damn about. You feel me? Second, Donald Trump and people want to hate and stuff like that. It's only been 100 days. 100 days? We really gonna be on Bird case about 100 days? I'm like, let's wait 2 years from now. Then we'll talk.
So you don't like to jump on other people's politics, but your president does, and you said give him room to operate. Like, what is the justification for him to be on other country business?
Because they work together.
So if they work together,
I don't work with other countries. That ain't my thing.
So you are not an American citizen?
I am an American citizen.
Do you pay taxes?
My thing is that I don't deal with other people's politics within their country because I don't know what the hell is going on in their country.
And their politics.
So my thing is my opinion, me as a person, I worry about the politics that's going on in America because there's a lot of bullshit in politics that's happening in America. So why should I worry about politics that's happening in Canada?
Because their politics, affect you.
Over here in the States is already fucked up.
Because
so why waste my energy worrying about that? You feel me? Donald Trump, that's his job. That's not my job.
Because their politics impact your day-to-day life, your electricity bill, how much money you pay when you put gas, where your money goes, that goes to Israel or to Ukraine, and now you don't have enough money to take the homeless out of your street. The same way U.S. politics are the same way U.S. politics is worldwide politics. Other country politics, especially your biggest partners, are American politics.
So what benefits me knowing about what's happening with the Canadian politics just right now? What would benefit me? No, I'm asking you. What benefits me knowing about Canadian politics?
Absolutely. Right, for example, if they elect a party that puts tariffs on exports, for example, to the United States, the next time you're going to buy a house and that shit is made of wood, is going to be way more expensive because most of the lumber comes from Canada. The next time you go to get you probably have a car, right? The next time you go to get and pump the gas, and you said, oh, God damn it, it wasn't that expensive. Like, this is the day-to-day things that you notice every time you go to the supermarket. You import a bunch of things from Canada and from Mexico too that you are on a kind of cat fight. So yes, the policies of these countries, Canada, Mexico, European Union, especially China, every time they say something that kinds of comes and is about American citizens, you should care about that shit, because politics is literally that. The person, is not the politicians, is not the president, is the day-to-day people that pay taxes talk about how their country is being ran. That impacts you every day. Go ahead.
Now, don't you know all these countries already put tariffs on America?
Hold on, Kamal. Mia didn't get a chance. Mia, what do you think about it?
I mean, you can't really listen to polls. I mean, they're very untrustworthy. I mean, they projected X, Y, and Z to win, and X, Y, and Z has not won quite a few times. So, I mean, you can't really take the polls into account. And also, it's like when you use polls as an account, you have to, under the pretense that these people are telling the truth. And we have seen from our most recent elections, a lot of those people that said they voted for Kamala absolutely did not. The votes didn't lie. They clearly voted one way, and then in their exit poll said something else. So, I mean, polls, we don't even know how truthful they are, and there's no point in even worrying about them at this point in time. It's been 100 days. I didn't think for a second that Canada, as deeply liberal as they are, was somehow going to swing red. Anybody who thought they were going to be red is wild. There's nothing about Canada that is red except for a couple of their provinces. But other than that, for the most part, Canada is blue. Their entire societal structure is set up for handouts and welfare. Those people were never moving red, bro. Most of them rely on social network programs. Most of them rely on all of that stuff. They were never going red. They were never getting rid of that. It's just their way of life, and they will probably always be liberal. I mean, it's the same thing of the European Union. That is literally, oh, sorry, my bad. Liberals are blue or red over there, whatever. But anyways, I think these places
Union is conservative.
I don't really consider the European Union conservative at all, whatsoever.
But
not an American definition of conservative.
Bernie Sanders will be a center Democrat, like if he was in European Union. You'll be actually kind of a conservative if he was here.
That's like freaking scary. Thank God I don't live in Europe. I wouldn't survive.
Yeah,
if Bernie Sanders is considered conservative over there, I don't even want to know.
Thank God for affordable health care and education, and you don't have to pay $12,000 every time you have a baby, and thank for infrastructure. Thank God I'm not.
I'd rather have a strong military than any of that.
I mean, it is what it is. It's kind of a trade-off. For the most part, we have relatively low taxes. We can do what we want. We have quite a bit of strength. We can move. We can live wherever we want. We can pretty much do whatever we want for the most part.
You can move whatever you want. Like, what's the difference between?
I can move if I wanted to move to California. I could absolutely sell my house and move to California. If I wanted to move to Mississippi, I could do whatever and be in a completely different region with a completely different dialect, with a completely different set of grass. You name it, with a different politics.
The European
realize how big the United States is.
The European Union has 600 million people in 29 countries, and we can move around every day.
Right,
just
so
with
you
our
can
ID.
totally leave
You
France,
can live in Portugal today,
to
in Paris tomorrow.
They'll let you move. No visa, no nothing. They'll just let you pick
know
right
what
up
the
and
European
move.
Union, I'm sorry, Mia. I'm sorry, Portuguese. Do you know what the European Union is?
I am well aware. I didn't know
we have the same monetary system. We can go just with our I don't know what you call the identity, like the thing that you have, like go to the
like an ID.
ID. With your ID, I can establish my house tomorrow in Spain. If I change my mind, go to Paris, to Rome, to Germany with free nothing. Like, that's why most people come to Europe, is because they can go anywhere and everywhere. Did you know that?
So you can move country to country. You don't need anything. You can just
Nothing,
uproot your entire
absolutely nothing.
family, and you can just be a completely new citizen nowhere
Yes.
else. No citizenship papers need to
Yes.
be filed. You're fucking lying, dude.
No,
There's
the
no way
citizenship.
you can leave from Britain and go to Morocco. Well, excuse me, go to
Lady,
Germany and not
Britain-
need to file visa or citizenship papers
Britain
because
and
you're a
Morocco
citizen.
are not in the European Union.
I know.
They
I
left.
said Germany. I'm sorry. So there's no way you're moving from London and you're hop, skipping a jump over to Germany without having to file any sort of paperwork to become a
Lady,
citizen.
respectfully, the UK is called Brexit. They left the European Union 5 years ago. We have still not 29 countries where you just can go around with your ID and actually you are a citizen of Europe. It's like going from Texas to California. You didn't know that? That's crazy.
Really? So no citizen paperwork, nothing. You can just
No, I am
hop, skip,
already
and jump from Yugoslavia to Germany, and it's not a big
Okay,
deal.
guys, we
There's-
gonna go to the
I want to
next
say there's an
topic.
agreement because of geographical, because they're so close together. If you've ever been to Europe, like literally,
Yeah.
you can drive, you can
Mhm.
take a train, and you
It's
can
not
go
like the
from-
size of US. Yeah, it's like
Right,
all
it's different,
tight.
but they're
Yeah,
different
states
countries,
for them.
but
Yeah.
they do have an agreement like that. That is true.
Okay, well, thanks. See, that's what we got Skeptic for, to check her
Hey.
and Mia. They check the facts.
Hey, Nora, this is the shout out to my American friends, but this is the Department of Education work right now. This is what we heard right now.
I mean,
The Department
yes, I
of
will say
Education at work.
I know about the world because I'm half Jamaican, half Moroccan. I was forced to know about the world, but I will say, I will give Fatty this. I'm sorry, guys, don't come for me. Most Americans do not know about history, world, geopolitical things, how countries
I
work.
think that we
So,
didn't realize.
but Mia actually, in defense, is very smart. So,
But I will say this. To
Um,
Patty's
um,
defense, I just think that we don't realize. I think because, and this is what I've always said, Trump carries the American representation of what America kind of thinks of, like, we don't need anybody, but like what he was saying about lumber, like we do need Canadian lumber because that's where we build our houses off of the Canadian lumber. In 2017, Trump actually passed tariffs that applied to that particular lumber because we cannot grow it here in America. It literally takes decades to grow this lumber. We then started importing it from Russia and North Korea. But I think that unless you are just really sitting there and reading the facts, sometimes it can be a little difficult. And America is so independent, and we just kind of like toot our own horn all the time. We're kind of closed in when it comes to news, that we don't realize how much we depend on other countries, like even China. Like this morning, I was having a conversation on my panel, and all of my American friends are like, hey, we don't need China, forget China. But no, we do need China, actually.
what? Yeah.
Because we import a lot of products from China. We are a service. We provide services to other nations, but as far as products and exporting products, we're not as competitive as other countries. We're an importer. We import products, the majority of it, and we serve services to other countries. But yeah.
Somebody said Nora just called Americans dumb.
Yeah, I did. And let me tell you why I did. Because we finally have a president that has strength, and we should be united behind him. Whether we like it or not, he is our president. The last damn president, a report just came out. I don't know if you guys saw, President Biden didn't even try to stop didn't even try to negotiate a ceasefire in Palestine. So hundreds and thousands of little children died because we had a weak president, and more probably died in Ukraine for the same reason. So I stand behind my president. I may not agree with everything he does, but finally we have strength back in the White House, and people don't like it. And that's what negotiating is. Negotiating is giving and taking. We can't have it all. We can't keep giving to countries and not getting anything in return.
I don't think that Trump is the smartest individual. I think he's a bad representation of America and Americans because he didn't even know how a tariff worked. He thought that tariffs were paid by the exporting country when it was actually paid by the importing country. So the person that imports the goods, their government is the one that imposes the tariffs. But again, we go back to the education. It seems like America tends to believe that we stand by ourselves, but in reality, we don't really understand like diplomatic agreements. And Trump is the epitome of this. He's literally the epitome of not understanding how the world works.
Speaking of not understanding how the world works, let's move on to the next topic about the Milwaukee judge. And I'll let Skepta go first because I'm sure she probably knows a lot about it. Let me play.
King News, the FBI has just arrested a Milwaukee judge accused of trying to help a man evade immigration authorities. In a now deleted post on X, the FBI director writes that Judge Hannah Dugan intentionally misdirected agents. ABC News Justice reporter Alex Mallon has the details. Alex, what do we know so far?
Well, we don't know why the FBI director deleted that post, but we do know from our affiliate in Wisconsin that Judge Hannah Dugan did make her initial appearance this morning. She was charged with 2 federal crimes. That includes concealing a person from discovery and arrest, and the second count is obstruction of federal proceedings. She appeared, her attorney in that court proceeding said that, quote, Judge Dugan wholeheartedly protests the arrest, and the judge ended up actually ordering her released after that hearing. We expect that she will plead not guilty to those charges. But this is a dramatic escalation, obviously, of the Trump administration's, war with the judiciary. They have been previewing the possibility that they would seek charges against any judge or federal officer or even state officers who they say obstruct lawful deportation efforts by this administration. But obviously, this is a dramatic escalation of that. And they detail this. We just got these court charges that were unsealed. Basically, on April 18th, they say that Judge Dugan had an undocumented immigrant set to appear before her in court, and they allege that she helped facilitate him evading ICE officers who were present and ready to arrest him at that court. They say that they were actually able to later arrest him on the street, that he fled them. But now they are bringing those charges, saying that they're formally accusing this judge of trying to help this undocumented immigrant who was charged, facing state charges of assault and battery, and was appearing before her at that time on April 18th. So obviously, we're going to watch the developments. This is going to be a very contentious and closely watched case as we see this administration really take head on this idea that they say that state officials are seeking to obstruct their federal efforts to crack down on illegal immigration.
Skeptic, give us the tea on this judge. Do you agree with her getting arrested? I'm sure you did not. And tell us why we shouldn't agree.
I'll say this. The judge asked the immigrant officials, once you actually read of what actually happened, what the warrant was for and why it was issued. And she was questioning the warrant because it wasn't like issued by the correct judicial officer or whatever. That was the questioning that she had. While she was questioning the immigration officials, the person they were looking for so happened to walk out. So I don't know. I think that they're going to have a difficult time having to prove this, if they will be able to prove it. But I will say it's unprecedented for us to see the federal government, like the executive branch, going after the judicial branch, which would be, district courts and Supreme Court and all of that. And also, the Trump administration should be held in contempt of court for not bringing back Abrego Garcia. So I feel like if one is going to be, sought after, I think also the Trump administration should be held, in contempt of court for not following what the Supreme Court, which is the highest court, said for them to do. So that's my opinion.
We have our first super chat of the night by Tio, part of Fatty's Network. Thank you, Tio. Mia, what's your thoughts? Why should the judge be arrested or not arrested? Yeah.
I mean, nobody is above the law. So, if she broke the law, then she deserves to be arrested. Even our president has a mugshot. So no one's above the law. And it's not unprecedented to arrest a judge. Hundreds of judges have been arrested before. Some for extortion, fraud, and all sorts of unsavory racketeering. Philly, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Texas, they all arrest judges. This isn't anything crazy. I don't know why we're acting like this is news. It's not. Judges get arrested all the time. Half the time we don't even know about it, and half the time it's for DWI. So, let's not pretend this is news. Hopefully they have a decent case against her because she is a judge. So if you're going to arrest a judge, you should hopefully have a good case. But she's already starting at a positive. She's a judge. She knows the law. She knows her rights. She knows how to manipulate, and she knows how to work the system. So, all in all, she's going to be fine. I don't know why people are sweating. She's probably not even sweating. And like I said, she knows how to work the system, and she's going to be all right. Hopefully she is not guilty. I mean, I would hate to see a sitting judge be guilty of anything, but I mean, to say that this is unprecedented is wild, considering all major cities have arrested multiple judges over the years for multiple litanies of crime. I mean, it's not unheard of. It's actually fairly normal.
Obstructing justice. Kamal, what's your thoughts? Should this be something? I know you don't care about certain things, but is this one of those that you care about?
I mean, she better hope she get like the same judge as Kyle Rittenhouse. You feel me? Hope she used that privilege to get her out. You feel me? She was harboring a damn fugitive, right? This a male immigrant, right? Am I wrong? Was she?
Yes, was he illegal or is he just a immigrant?
She was questioning the warrant.
It was illegal. Yeah, it was illegal. It was about the warrant, and it was not about that she let him go by the back door from the judge, I think, chambers, so they could run
she
away.
let him out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and they were caught.
I've never heard of a judge letting someone out. Usually that's the bailiff's job.
I'm gonna throw it out of left field with this one, but maybe she had a special relationship with that migrant. If y'all get my drift.
Rumors.
I mean, why would
rumors?
I say allegedly.
True.
I don't know. Who knows?
It's
But why would
2025. Anything could happen.
Huh?
It says 2025. Anything could happen.
Thank you, Enzo. Anything can happen. I don't know.
Exactly.
It just doesn't make sense for a judge to do this to a male migrant without some special service from the migrant himself. I don't know.
The thing about it that is funny is the Republicans are going from the party of law and order to do whatever the fuck you want, Trump, right? Like the Supreme Court being denying, and Donald Trump keeps doing it and doing it and doing it. And the difference is, once again, is the flip-flopping. I have no problem with this woman if she actually committed the crime, get due process and do whatever they want to do with her. But once Trump and the Supreme Court says what you're doing now is illegal, you need to stop, and he keeps going. If this happened to him, if he was arrested because he's defying Supreme Court, these same people will have a problem with law and order. So it's not about what is happening right now. If she actually did that, she needs to be punished for it because it's not our job. But it's kind of funny with the flip-flopping and inconsistency when your president, like literally every week, defies Supreme Court orders to stop shit, and he doesn't stop, and nobody wants him arrested, and nobody wants that to happen. So I don't know. You guys can have it.
Enzo, he brought up the point about law and order. Is it really law and order if a judge is letting somebody go without I thought that's the bailiff's job. Is that really order?
Like I said, like Maya said, nobody is above the law. They said this when Trump was charged. They said this all the. I just watched the video of Rachel Meadows talking about it, of when Trump was being charged. She said nobody's above the law, and then it flips to her talking about this judge. Oh, this is complete lawfare against the DOJ from the Trump administration. Blah 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 blah. Like, why aren't you keeping the same energy from a couple years ago? She did something wrong. She let him out the back door. He was being charged for whatever he was being charged with. It's a court of law. So I mean, no, I don't have no sympathy for it at all. She should be charged. She should sit in jail for it. Same thing with Phil Murphy, who literally said, I am keeping migrants in my house in the state of New Jersey. The governor of New Jersey saying, I want Tom Homan to kick the fucking door down on this motherfucker and get him out already, too, for this shit. No, it's ridiculous. And like you guys keep bringing up the Supreme Court ruling, Trump denying the Supreme Court ruling. What other presidents denied Supreme Court rulings that just goes right under the bridge?
Why you keep doing why you keep doing what about these? What about that? What about these? What about we admitted he was wrong. We said he's wrong. Can you say yes, cool. Donald? One second. Let me help you. Let me help you.
The Supreme Court ruling. No, you don't need to help me. I got this. You don't need.
No, say it with me.
So the Supreme Court ruling was ruled 9-0. So the Supreme Court ruling was ruled 9-0 to get his release from the El Salvadorian jail. Therefore, he did it, and they kicked the lower court's decision and said you need to give us exact wordage of what it means to bring him back to the United States. We're still waiting for that ruling. They have not ruled on that yet.
Enzo, the lady that you mentioned is very inconsistent, and she's a puppet for the Democrats.
Oh, I
This
know.
judge,
Like I said,
well,
just keep the same
one
energy.
thing, I
That's all I'm
got you, I
saying.
got you. This judge did something wrong. Now you're going to say with me. Let's say it at the same time, okay? I'll help you. Donald Trump going against Supreme Court
All right.
rulings
I'm
in
gonna
his
ask you.
bed and borderline a crime. Can
All
you
right.
say it with
So
me?
no. What
You
Supreme
can
Court
say,
ruling
you
is he
can
going
say that
against?
with me. Damn,
What
that's
Supreme Court
crazy.
ruling is he going against?
But the Supreme Court did rule. They ruled on April 12th of 2029, 9-0.
Yeah,
That
9-0 to facilitate his release, and they
No,
kicked the decision.
what has the Trump administration done? Because there was
They
a
facilitated
senator.
his release.
They didn't facilitate his
He's
release.
been
There was
released
a
from
senator from
CCOT.
Maryland.
He's been released from CCOT.
Since
He's
when?
He's
isn't
been
he in El
released from
Salvador?
CCOT.
He
Yeah,
was
he's
Is
in
he
El
back?
Salvador, but he's been
Enzo, is he
released from
back?
CCOT.
Enzo, is he back?
He's not a citizen. Why should we bring him back to begin with?
Enzo, is
He's
he
a
from?
gang member. He's
Is
a gang
he from?
member.
No. Enzo, is he from El Salvador?
Yes, he's from El Salvador. He's an El Salvadorian national. He's a citizen of El Salvador. He's
Did he
in the
got
country where
did
he
he got
should
due
be.
process before he got sent to El Salvador?
Due process. I mean, yeah, in 2019 he got due process when he got
No,
arrested.
no,
He got due process.
no.
He got due
We're talking.
process when he went in front
Hold
of
on, guys.
the
We're
immigration
getting off
judge.
topic here. We're getting off topic here. I didn't go yet.
Yeah, Gray didn't go yet.
So like, I think the reality of it with the judges, like judges do crimes all the time. Clarence Thomas got paid how much money from Republican donors? Like, so it is shocking that a judge is being charged because judges normally get away with stuff. I mean, normally presidents get away with stuff. So that is a new thing where people who normally get away with stuff are actually being charged. And then Cash Patel to like show the video, so it's just like crazy now.
I feel like nobody watches court TV. I mean, judges get charged with crimes all the time, especially in major cities, Boston, New York, Chicago, Philly. Judges get, usually it's more fraudulent and racketeering-esque type crimes, but they get charged with crimes all the time and they do get arrested. I mean, it's just so wild to me that people they're just like latching on to this one crazy white lady from the middle of nowhere. Like she's like some sort of savior. Like we got to save this lady or some shit.
I don't see any information on Abreu Garcia being released from CCOT in Salvador, so I don't know where you're getting that information from. But I did want to say, I just wanted to say, as far as the district, the judge that's being arrested, I think with the amount of evidence that they have and the backing and the reasoning, that is what is unprecedented. The Trump administration is trying to make an example out of people that if you don't go with what they're telling you to do and you don't follow exactly what they're saying, like asking somebody, a judge has the ability to ask another officer who comes into their courthouse for an explanation on warrants or any kind of paperwork that they bring, because that judge is the person that is in charge of that particular court. So I do believe that she was in her ability to do that. Now, if they find evidence that says otherwise, then of course, like, you know, Fatty was saying, then yeah, we will go according to how the justice system should work. But I do think it's a little hypocritical looking at how the Trump administration has handled the justice system up until now.
Well, hold on, guys. Pause for the cause. I want to say shouts out to T. He became our member of our YouTube. So thank you so much. He also gifted 5 new party memberships. So Gray, we got to figure out how that works later. And he gifted 5 Fatty memberships. So thank you, T.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Fatty, before we move on to the next topic, I want to ask you, since you live in another country, what is Europe saying about everything going on with the obstruction of justice, with Trump and the Constitution, things like that? What are they saying on the news there? I'm curious.
Trump is a very polarizing figure. There's, of course, he has support from like the far right in Europe, but most of European people are against him because he is spitting on the face of his allies, right? That is like, let's remember that the Europe, United Kingdom, these are countries that were allies to the United States. For example, when 9/11 happened, the United States are the only country that actually activated the Chapter 5, that if one of us is attacked, everybody has to go to war. We've been partners against China. We've been partners against Russia. And all of a sudden, Donald Trump gets elected. And it seems like he has more of affinity to people like Putin, people like I was going to say their names, but I'm going to leave it alone. So it's kind of a betrayal. And like I said with Canada, well, if you want to unify something, give them a common enemy. And most of these people was very fragmented, was very polarized, and all of a sudden everybody's tuning the same horn. They want to stop buying from the United States. The tourism rates went down. Everybody wants to buy inside of the European Union. They deployed $845 billion to develop their own weapons. Like they are looking at it like what happened with United Kingdom and Brexit. Oh, you guys want to go by ourselves? Okay, we're a block of 600 and something million people. We can do it by ourselves. So the sentiment is absolutely negative against these first 100 years of Trump. I don't know, whatever presidency. I don't call it a presidency, but I guess the guy's doing good.
Yo, Fatty, I got a question for you, bro. Are you a Democrat? Are you a Joe, like, you for the Democrats? Are you apolitical? Like,
I'm not apolitical. I'm when it comes to views, I'm more of a Bernie bro because he pushes for things that you don't have, that I look as universal, like rights. Like you go into college and paying a good, like you can support your college degree by working at McDonald's part time. Something that I did.
So you
Like
like AOC then, basically. You were going to be pushing for her.
I don't like AOC because AOC is flirting with the corporate Democrats, meaning she might not be accepting money from the lobbyists and from the same people that usually the Democrats and Republicans are getting, but she's giving. Once I get gray hair, that's where I'm going to go. So I don't support people. I support policies, and that will be like if I had to put it on a person, it will be Bernie Sanders because he's more aligned with the things that I would like the American citizens to experience.
Wait a minute. And you're from Portugal, right? But
Yes.
you're not Portuguese, right? What
I'm Portuguese. I'm born and raised. Yes.
Born and raised?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Damn. No follow-up question? That's crazy.
No, sometimes you just ask questions and you don't give no follow-up questions.
No. That was actually honest of you. It's like we are on the world of like a gotcha thingy. And I do it too. I'm sorry, Mia. It's not that I'm calling nobody dumb. I'm ignorant a lot of things. A lot of times I debate with Republicans and they whoop my ass because I'm not ready for it, right? So sometimes we are ignorant about things. It's refreshing that you didn't do a aha, but that's actually dope.
Man, I ain't got time for that shit.
I appreciate you.
I ain't trying to get you or nothing like that.
I got you, Kamal. Don't worry about it. At least
Daddy, we don't do that here. We don't do the got yous. Like it's a nice discussion, but you livened it up a little bit tonight, so you keeping us on our toes. So we're ready.
We don't do the gotchas, but we don't do the Donald Trump was wrong on these, right, Enzo?
We do. Oh no,
I'm talking with Enzo. That's my boy. I saw Enzo at the stream.
I call him out every day.
calls out Trump all day.
I'm trying to push him a little bit further. I got you, Enzo. Don't worry about it.
I agree, Fatty. Keep pushing. But Enzo debates all day, and he calls out Trump. He even debates MAGA people that don't like what he has to say, believe it or not. So, but I got you. We're going to move on to the next topic, and we're going to talk about the Un-F America tour. Enzo, go ahead and kick it off before I play the video and let everybody know what's going on with Dean Withers and your little friends over there.
So the Un-F America tour is pretty much the Walmart version of Charlie Kirk's. I don't know what Charlie Kirk's name of his tour thing is. Pretty much that. So you have Dean Withers, you have Parker get a job, and they're a little group of cronies following Charlie Kirk around from college campus to college campus, trying to bite off his style and doing exactly what he does of instead of talking to liberals and Democrats, they're talking to MAGA supporters and doing exactly what they do on TikTok. And that's really about it. But there's just like a lot of controversy going on about it. Yeah, that's really about it. I don't know what you're gonna play.
Yeah, I'm gonna play what you sent me. I broke it up. Like I took parts to not make it like a 12-minute thing. It's like about 4 or 5 minutes. So let me hit the play button. This is a right-wing commentator talking about the Un-F America tour, which, like he said, is the left's version of Charlie Kirk, going to colleges and touring.
And it's hilarious. I'm actually going to make this a 4-part series, releasing all 4 videos today. This is part 1. Check this out.
Things good, we can move on. Are you joking, Peyton? Yo, dude, are you serious? Wait, so I want to get this clear. You're literally saying...
That was Dean arguing with Peyton, who was originally part of the Un-F America tour. But things went awry between the whole group, and here's why. So this is Z, Z-E-E. Her TikTok on here is Z Runs Campaigns. Z led the charge for everything, all the marketing, all the transportation for the creators to get there, the choosing of the creators, I don't know about the hotel stays, the lanyards they were wearing, the security, just everything. Just a really difficult job, to be honest with you, especially with that many creators. Right now, the website shows 38 creators in total, so that's a lot of work for her. Well, before the Texas A&M Charlie Kirk event, Z happened to run into a live where a bunch of black creators were talking about her and her campaign. Basically playing the victim, wondering why Dean and Parker, 2 white boys, are the face of the tour, why they're speaking on behalf of marginalized people, and they want to know if the black creators are going to get some extra security since it's dangerous over there at Texas A&M, even though nothing happened because you guys shout racism from the mountaintops when it doesn't actually exist. You guys went to one of the most conservative universities in all of America, and nothing happened because we're not what you say we are. So Z runs into this ambush against her from professional victims, and she gets a little taste of the Republican Party medicine, where we can't even talk or we have to walk on eggshells about everything we say and everything we do. Even though she's trying to set up this campaign and just do a good thing in her mind, you guys are still critical of her. Why? Because she's white. And here's the beginning of that live where she came in just to defend herself and the campaign that she's running.
Okay, perfect. It's sad that, like, what these black people, I think Hannah was trying to say, I'm not sure, but what they're trying to do isn't at the forefront of this. It's apparently to get registered voters now.
Hi. Before you go, oh my God. Before you go, support. It's great. It's great to see that the left is finally coming together. Hey, I wasn't done.
And after the fact, Z has basically been sold out. They've been calling her racist. They've been saying that she was making racist microaggressions. She's no longer the campaign manager. She had to step down. And there were 0 racist microaggressions, nothing racist said from Z. It's just the left being left. Again, professional victims. I'm going to show you more of that conversation between Z and those black creators in the next video. Please give me a follow. We got 3 more videos after this to just show you the unraveling of are absolutely in shambles. Here's part 2 of 4. We left off with part 1 with Z, the campaign manager who is being accused of racism. And she has since had to remove herself from the position. She is no longer involved in the tour. But she wasn't racist at all. In fact, she's on a panel with 7 other black people who are criticizing her work as a tour organizer, and they're the ones who are racist in the conversation. I'll let you see it for yourself. And we'll break it down 1 clip at a time. Let's check it out. In this following 9-second clip, you'll hear somebody say, if this is another YT, I'm going to be fuming. So if another white person comes on, even though it's the campaign manager, she's going to be fuming. She don't want to hear a white person's opinion.
I wasn't done speaking. I apologize, Z. I want to make sure, no, Z, I want to hear from them. This is their campaign. This is their thing. I would love to hear from you, Z, but I was in the middle of...
Next, the host of this line creates imaginary problems for the black creators who are going to the Un-F America tour as though they're any different than the white creators, and at the very end, somebody has an issue with the white creators, Parker and Dean, being the headline of the tour itself, even though they have the biggest following, the most influence. Let's hear it.
It's also about how marginalized people are going to possibly experience, like what they're going to experience after the tour, or what's actually going to be happening during the tour. You guys are actually listening to us, and that is the issue. You guys are actively making it seem you guys are putting...
That's what it's really about. Let's be honest. You guys are mad that they didn't put a black individual as the headliner, even though, again, Parker and Dean have the biggest influence. And so it makes sense to put them as the headliners. It has nothing to do with race at all. Next, the host of the live says, you guys are putting words in our mouth, which also includes Z. Z just says, I wasn't putting words in your mouth. That's all she said. And a black individual on this live tells Z to shut up. And I just want to say, imagine if Z had come in there and told any of the 7 black creators on that live to shut up.
Putting words in our mouth when we've been very clear and particular about what we've been trying to say.
But when you say,
I wasn't talking about you.
Y'all will fucking holler. Shut up.
I wasn't talking about you.
So far, you guys are probably seeing the same thing I'm seeing, which is there's a hell of a lot of racism from the black creators on here piling up on Z, and all she's doing is defending herself and getting told to shut up when she speaks. Like, she can't even speak. The next part of this conversation is basically them telling the white person, Z, that she's not allowed to defend herself, that her tour and the marketing of it and the premise of it is racist, and she's not allowed to tell them otherwise. And then whenever she starts to talk and try to, again, explain things and defend herself, they say, such and such earlier was quiet while we were talking. I don't understand why you can't do the same. She hasn't even gotten to talk yet, mind you.
Or when we say, these two white boys at the front, people's cognitive dissonance goes, I don't know what you're saying. Right, so they make it seem like we're talking shit about them. Exactly. They genuinely think that, like, why are you talking? We're not talking to you.
Date is not an easy job. Nobody said it was.
Nobody said it was.
Wait. Was that me saying that nobody? Yes. I specifically. That's not what that means.
And that's not what I'm saying.
Can I please finish? So I specifically
she's being disingenuous. You started off by saying you started off by saying you don't know how hard it is to organize 50 people. That's
That's not what I said. I also specifically like to say that I was one of the people. I would like to say that I was one of the people who have been specifically saying that this is severely disorganized, and that's when you came in and you said.
Wow. So, fun fact, I'm going to find the clip, but we had someone on our show that's a part of the Un-F America tour. We'll play it a little bit later. But Gray, I feel like you're tickled pink by this. What's your thoughts on the Un-F America tour? As a Black Democrat, do you think two Caucasian boys should be the face of the Democrat Party, or do you just not have an issue with it? You're fine with it?
I mean, to me, I feel like they have the most clout. I mean, so it seemed like Enzo talking about them, so they obviously are known on the social media. So I feel like the face of it, sometimes you just got to do business. The face of the brand is who's going to get the most people. Like, so, I mean, like, I don't know if they're selling tickets or what they're doing, but no, I don't take offense to that at all.
Okay. Skeptic, what's your thoughts? They're talking on marginalized people. You are also on the left. Do you think that two Caucasian boys should be the face of the Democratic Party?
I don't think that was necessarily the issue. I think that certain things weren't being spoken of. I actually heard Dean talk about this, and I actually heard about Z. She had actually said racist things prior to any of this happening, which was something.
Okay, give backstory, Skeptic. Dive in so we know. Yeah.
I need to go find exactly what she had said, but Dean and Parker, I want to say that Dean has some past also with making comments and using words that are derogatory towards the Black community, and I want to say that Z also had that. So the fact that, and I'll just say this as a person who runs in the TikTok spaces, there are certain conversations, like we had one today, where I feel like it isn't appropriate for certain people to jump in and start talking to a person. Like today we were talking about something in the Black community, and I just felt like it's not appropriate for I've never experienced what it's like to be Black in America. How am I going to jump in and tell someone, a 72-year-old Black man, how he should feel in America, being that he's lived his whole life since he went through desegregation, how he should feel as a Black man in America? I feel like that is inappropriate. So if she was in a space where they were talking about something that maybe didn't necessarily apply to her, for her to jump in there and try to, I don't know, like what she was trying to do, I feel like I wouldn't have done that. I would have stood by and I would have listened to what they're saying. Those creators were saying some things that a lot of people believed was happening, that, you know, Black creators were not being included in certain spaces, that certain things weren't organized the way that they should have been. So if she jumps in there, now you're in their space, you're in this, whoever the creator was, you're in her space. You have to respect the way that she handles her TikTok live. So, I mean, I do think that that is something that has to be understood. For some reason, if this would have been a white creator, we wouldn't even be having this conversation, to be honest with you. Had this happened the other way, nobody would have said anything. They would have said that's their TikTok, let them handle it however they want. But all of a sudden it's a Black creator, and I do feel like there is we handle things differently when it comes to somebody who is a minority. In my TikTok, I handle it a certain way. I try to give everybody a fair chance to speak. But at the end of the day, you know, me and my mods are going to handle the live however we choose to. And you can go to a conservative live and they will handle it however they choose to. Some people, they like to get on one-on-one with people. Like, that's not necessarily how I handle things. So I do think there should be some respect given to that creator for handling the live however she wanted to. I wouldn't have done that if I was especially with how much stuff she has to handle with. It just kind of seemed unnecessary. Like, what are you? I don't really understand. However, I think it was a mistake to even jump in there and try to go one-on-one with them.
I think she was being called racist. And when you're a white person, you're called racist. That's a terrible thing, especially in this day and age. Kamal, what's your thoughts? Should two white boys be the face of the Democrat Party when they're going around and talking about disinformation? That's what the whole purpose of the Un-F America tour is about. The fact of all the issues in America. And one of the issues have to do with minorities. And they had really no minorities on there. And I think that's part of it too. What's your thoughts?
All right. Before I get my thoughts, though, in 10 minutes, I got to go because I'm about to go watch Sinners. You feel me?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you feel me? But my thoughts on two white boys being the face of the Democrats. I mean, aren't the white motherfuckers already the face of the Democrats? Republicans? What are we talking about? They're already the faces. Like, this is nonsense. Was the dude with the gang sign bottom teeth, is he one of the people trying to, is one of the people we talking about that was in the video talking? Or that he was just somebody else?
Enzo. Oh, the guy that was hosting it was giving criticism.
From the video?
Yeah.
He was the one in the picture.
Yeah, no, he was just somebody from who just made a video talking about it. That's it. He's not part of it at all.
Yeah, he's not part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't see the faces of the guys that's supposed to be the face of the Democrats.
Oh, no,
I want to say he was the picture, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I was focused on the dude that was talking. Okay.
No.
But yeah, in my opinion, I feel that they already the face of the Democrats. I mean, you might could throw a wig on them here and there, but other than that, that's how I feel about the parties. They only use us when they want to get when they want to get their numbers up. Really, they use our fight to get the numbers up.
You
they ain't really passing no policy specifically helping us. All they do is use our problems, our pains, and stuff like that to be like, all right, now let me go get that vote out there. Now go vote.
Man, you want to give your closing thoughts, Kamal?
Yeah, come on. I'm gonna let you do your closing thoughts since you got to go, and let us know how the movie.
My closing thought is I appreciate the new party. I appreciate everybody on the panel. You feel me? Great conversation. I appreciate the chat. Some of y'all funny in the chat. Some of y'all sound dumb as hell. I'm gonna tell you that right now. God damn. But some of y'all funny. I'm laughing over here like, God damn. I ain't gonna say that out loud. But I appreciate the new party. Nora, Gray, everybody else that was on the panel. Enzo, Fatty, Skeptic, Maya. Y'all be bringing great combos and stuff like that. And if you guys want to follow me in my news channel, it's a Kamal Johnson Network, or you could type in the Shadow Band Man. And also, I'm gonna have Nora on as a guest on Friday, so I can't wait for that to happen. But I'm gonna stay for like 10 more minutes. You feel me? Then after that, if I drop off, that's the reason why. But I do appreciate y'all. And Fatty, I do got more questions for you, Berber, because it is interesting you're in Portugal and shit. So I do got more questions for you, but I just didn't really have time to kind of ask.
I'll be back. And I think it's very racist of you. Instead of watching Minecraft, you go watch Sinners, just to be fair.
You want me to watch Minecraft and be like that chicken dinner shit that they doing?
No. You go. Sinners is actually an amazing movie. You are going.
I'm gonna see it tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Definitely.
Okay. Let's mix it up a little bit. We're gonna go to the right, and then I'll go to Fatty. Enzo, as a white man, I know it's about you. You went through it last night. I'm so sorry. We're about to make you uncomfortable again. But did you see my point on what I was saying about Z? Skeptic said, why would she show up to that live to speak on it? Why do you think she showed? And I hate to put you on the spot, but I'm sorry I have to do it. Why do you think she showed up to the live? Do you think it was to clear her name, or do you think it was to justify the tour?
It was to clear her name. It was 100% to clear her name. It had nothing to do with justifying the tour. Because I mean, if you go look on the who's in it, there are some prominent names in the BIPOC community in the tour. Like Mr. Jones is the biggest one in there, besides Dean and Parker, on the BIPOC community. Same thing with Mermaid. She's up there with them too. I mean, yeah, they could have more people of color on the tour, absolutely. But then again, there's nobody that are as big or on the same level as those people. Just like bringing like a nobody into the group. And I mean, I would think that's a little more disingenuous to do that just to fill a slot in my eyes. But when it comes down to Dean and Parker being the face of the Democratic Party and everything like that, yeah, they have the biggest numbers. They combined, they're like close to like 10 million followers on like all platforms amongst them both. Um, well, I've watched most of that live because there's been clips circulating on TikTok. I think it was wrong altogether that everybody just dogpiled her, even just trying for her just to clear her name. Like the one girl that was on there, Tashika, she's notorious for that. She's one of the creators of Democrats creators on TikTok too. She's another one who just doesn't care. Like if you're white, you go up there, she'll just dog you just for being white. Like it's one of the worst things that I've seen. Same thing with Johnny, who's on there too. He's white, but he'll literally just dog you and talk about people of colors, struggles and everything like that. I'm like, when it comes down to that, same thing in my lives. If somebody brings up something when it has to do with not my race, I'm not going to speak on that. I don't think it's good for Dean or Parker or anybody that's not within that community to speak on that. I've always called that out and I always thought that was a little weird. Same thing exactly with Dean with his past. Like everybody has seen the screenshots on him of exactly what he said before too. Same thing with Parker too. There's plenty of out there on Parker being racist as well. So I mean, it's just kind of wild that they want to, be the savior for people of color and everything like that when they have histories like that. It's just a little weird to me. But when you bring it back to Z, um, what they did was wrong, and I don't agree with it at all. And for everyone just to drop her completely like that because of what she tried to do standing up for herself was just completely wrong in my eyes.
You're muted.
Fatty, are you aware of the Unf America tour? Have you heard of it?
Yeah, and I'm familiar with Dean and Parker. This has nothing to do a lot of times with left or right. This has to do with TikTok. TikTok is terrible. Like is identity politics left, identity politics right. Like TikTok is the cesspool of identity politics. Twitter is terrible too, but TikTok is the place where I can even talk with the people that supposedly are on my side, let alone the people on the other side, right? And the thing is, and I actually blame like the white lady. This is what you get when you try to pull the intersectionality shit, and for you to be stronger as a feminist, you're trying to engulf the black people and the gay people, and now everybody wants representation. It's simple. As a business, they are the biggest people that should be actually headline shit because they are the one that have more weight. But once you use the other minority groups to gather momentum against the big white bad man that is ruining your life, you are going to pay consequences like this. You are going to start to cannibalize yourself. You are going to start to be you are going to be victim of the same shit that you push to the other side. You are not black enough. You are not gay enough. You are not woman enough. Like this is what is going to happen. So I will understand. I understand the comments from these. Like these two dudes are kids. To be honest, like they are kids. This is. I would understand that everybody. If we go to 2011 to our Twitter, or if you record me on a Call of Duty lobby in 2014, I would say some dumb shit. Everybody, if you go far enough, you're going to get got. I actually watch, for example, Parker. I know he talks about like minorities all the time, and he actually like grow past that. But once again, this is what you get, especially on TikTok, for people that base their policies on their identity. Once somebody doesn't connect to their identity, they can be saying everything right, but you are a whitey woman. You are a da 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 da, and this is what is happening to her. Just to finish,
Yo, you said they're kids. How old are they though? Because I don't know
they,
much
they,
about.
they are they're on their 20s. They're on their 20s.
They're like
They are
early
on,
20s.
yeah, they are on their 20s.
Okay.
So this is the they have the talking points, they have the policies, they don't have the life experience, and uh and this is the main topic of the show. This is what I wanted to wrap it up. If we are going to use their racist remarks against them, and we know everybody does some dumb shit on their teens, Are we going to use the Robert F. Kennedy using heroin, and now he's literally the head of the health department, like a heroin addict? Like you see what I'm saying? I just want consistency from people. If everybody is culprit for their past, we're going to put everybody on the cross. Once again, I just don't like people saying these two kids says racist remarks, so this disqualify them from the representing the left. When literally the head of the health department, it was recovery heroin addict. That's all I wanted to say. By the way, I'm going to close the stream on our side, friends. Okay, Nora doesn't have the redirect, but I'm going to close it anyway. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. There's 80 people, 80 of y'all. Please, the channel is pinned at the top. It's pinned in the title. It's pinned in the description. We are going to close this out right now. Okay, Team Fatty and the Untouchables signing out. I might go live later, but I don't know. I see you later.
Appreciate you, Fatty.
All right, bro.
I'm not leaving. I'm just closing out on this side of YouTube because I have 80 people watching. I want them to come to your side. Okay.
Okay.
Mia, what were you?
No,
You
yo.
know, right?
Peace out, y'all. Oh, and Maya, my bad. It's Mia. I called you Maya. My bad. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right. Yeah.
No worries.
Mia, what was your thoughts on these TikTok guys?
I mean, it's all identity politics. It's all ridiculous. And TikTok is literally a made up place that doesn't exist in the real world. It's literally the interwebs at this point in time. And I think people take it way too seriously and they spend way too much time. I can understand why. I'm going to preface this with I don't follow Dean, don't follow any of them. What I know is strictly from what you guys have told me. Don't follow them. Don't particularly care to. Don't even know Z. I will say I can understand the need for her to hop on and defend herself because I'm not going to say that I wouldn't try to do the same thing. If I knew somebody was talking about me and I came across it, I would absolutely want to defend myself. However, discernment would have told her maybe that was not the correct space to do it. But I mean, it kind of is what it is. At the end of the day, the face of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are always going to be white people. They outnumber us. I mean, Malcolm X told us the enemy to the black man in America is a white liberal. So, I mean, this has been said for decades now. People just aren't listening. I don't know what they think is going to happen. No offense, but the truth is Caucasian people have always used black people until we're of no longer use for them. And this is exactly what's happening. I don't even know why Mermaid and them are even putting into this. But that's just my thoughts. And I'll land my plane there.
Yeah. I just want to give context. This is going to be the last clip for the topic, but this is the tour. I just want to show everybody what it is so they can see it.
Hi, besties. If you guys don't know,
Wow.
I went on the Unfuck America tour, where we went to Texas A&M and we spoke to college students about educating them on what is going on in this current administration and how they can get involved. One of my favorite parts of going out there was having a conversation with a guy about abortion and why it should be a woman's right to choose. And I'm going to now show you that conversation.
Would you be okay with mandatory vasectomies for men who don't want to, who don't have the intent of taking care of that baby afterwards?
Let me finish my point. That is a great question. What I was going to say about bodily autonomy was when they came and tried to shut churches down for refusing to get vaccinated, my body, my choice meant nothing. When it came to vaccines, they fired people from their jobs because they wanted a right to say, you can't put that in my body.
Very true.
Flipping off about my body, my choice. If it's my body, my choice, what you want, why wasn't it that way during COVID for vaccines? No, that's not true. That's not true. Natural immunity from COVID.
Wait. Listen to me. What laws do they have that govern a man's body and what they can do?
Not many. I'm not aware of any.
None.
The vaccine, dummy. The vaccine.
Listen, please. That's my problem. Men can have so much say-so over a woman's body, but there is nothing that governs what a man can do with their body. Now, in Idaho, they actually introduced a bill that would make it so that men would have to get a mandatory vasectomy if they ejaculate inside of a woman without the intent of keeping that baby or taking care of that baby. That should be something that should happen, because if you're going to govern my body, what I can do, then you should also govern your own body, because it takes two to tango. It's not
Okay, I've heard enough. There is a law. It's called mandatory. What is it called, Enzo? When they with the draft, that's the law. Like, I don't know.
Selective service. When all men
Selective
turn
service.
18,
Yeah.
they have to sign up for selective service, which women do not.
That's
We're
the law.
exempt from that.
Exactly.
For now,
I
but now with
suppose-
all the 35 genders, I mean, hey, we're not going to be exempt when World War III comes. But anyways, okay, we can move on. So the last
You're
topic
just
of the
gonna
night.
move us on after that. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I just wanted to show everyone what the Un-F America tour was about. I guess it's a beatdown session of the right. I guess that's the point. I mean, what? I don't know. I don't see
Beatdown session.
the
You
purpose
should
of
have
it.
seen the main stage that they had. Charlie had like over 1,000 people. Parker and Dean probably had 15. Like, I swear to God, I watched it live. There was literally like 15 people there.
I don't know how they're
15.
There was like 15 people there. I swear to God. Like,
Mermaid.
I'm not even bullshitting.
I just want you to know I had nothing to do with this.
Oh well. Bye. Anyways. All right. The
for me.
last topic. You can come right. Go on Enzo's live, Mermaid, if you're
I want
watching. And Enzo, pop me up when she comes in, because she had a lot to
got
say
you.
on what's his name live about me. Anyways, last topic of the night is regarding the registry that RFK has created. I don't know if people are aware, but let's watch this clip where it talks about the registry he created.
In Nazi Germany, the regime didn't just target political dissidents. They set their sights on those deemed genetically inferior, including people with disabilities. Eugenics policies were used to eliminate undesirable traits, whether through forced sterilizations or worse. Fast forward to 2025, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., now the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, is resurrecting a dangerous modern-day version of this ideology. Kennedy has championed the creation of a national autism registry that tracks private medical data of autistic Americans, all under the guise of research. But behind this seemingly benign initiative lies a darker potential, one that raises serious concerns about discrimination, privacy violations, and the stigmatization of people with disabilities. Kennedy's rhetoric is just as troubling. He once stated that autistic children will never pay taxes, they'll never hold a job, they'll never play baseball, they'll never write a poem, and they'll never go on a date. That unhinged comment is not only wildly inaccurate, but reflects the same kind of dangerous thinking that led to the eugenics policies of the past. And let's be clear, this isn't just a remark about baseball. It's a comment about productivity, about value in society. His claim that people with autism can contribute like so-called regular individuals exposes a chilling exclusionary logic about who deserves to exist within society. It reinforces a capitalist framework that ties human value to economic output, turning people into machines and rendering their souls expendable. In other words, what RFK is suggesting, reducing autistic people's worth to their economic output, exposes the cruelty at the heart of the capitalist system, where value is measured in productivity and profit. And the tax comment? It's not just an insult. It's a way to further stigmatize and dehumanize people with autism. By framing them as non-contributors, Kennedy is playing into the very same logic that led to the exclusion of entire groups during the eugenics movement.
That's very
Eddie,
dramatic.
yeah, it's very dramatic, but basically what he's saying this is a way to research autism. He's going to be gathering records. Fatty, do you guys have an issue with autism in Europe and in Portugal?
You see some autistic people here and there, but it's not prevalent on society. It's not that every day. Let's assume if I go 100 days outside, I probably go sell 1 day or 2 days. I'm going to see somebody autistic running around, but it's not prevalent. So, the same way on the last topic, I don't understand the my body, my choice argument, because it's kind of a straw man, because abortions are not contagious. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, abortions are not contagious. You can think of whatever you think about C19. Like, if I can catch it or pass it to another person, it's not the same as a woman going to the clinic and take care of the kid. But on the situation, I just think this is the problem with getting people that are underqualified on the head of departments. They have no business in being. And with respectfully, Mr. Kennedy is a terrible, like he's an underqualified. He's a tinfoil conspiracy theorist. I know better than other people. Like I think he said, "Have you ever saw an autistic grow up like a grown up? Have you ever saw that?" I'm like, brother,
Yeah, I was offended by that because I've worked with autistic kids, and I think what's Elon Musk is on the spectrum of some
he's
kind.
not. He
So
has Asperger's. He has like a better like he's the version that makes chess players. All the
right,
chess
but
players.
autistic kids are smart too. Like there's a woman,
Yes.
like that the family that adopted that little dwarf Natalia, her son is a genius. He was going to college at 14 years old and he's
So
autistic.
so if you actually look at the top 3 to 5 chess masters at this point, all of them look like it. That's all I'm going to say. Like you actually can see they
Mhm.
look like they have a variation of autism, either being Asperger's or something that
Mhm.
makes them laser focused in what they do. Like they usually are very good at a lot of times some variations on math because they might be
Right.
so kind of but they can do certain particular tests very good. On this situation, once again, it's like vaccines are what made us live now 75 years, contrary to we dying at 30 as usual. Vaccines is what makes us our kids act like the infancy rate, like the kids dying from 1 to 4 was ridiculous. We're like 50%, I think, 300 years ago. What changed it was
Mhm.
vaccines. Now these kids are getting born, they are getting vaccinated. So if you go from 1 to 4 and you don't die, now your life expectancy jumps to 40, right? We know that vaccines actually change the game. And if there's some casualties in the middle, we understand that nothing is perfect. So it is what it is. I don't think nobody on this panel will let an vaccinated kid to go to the kindergarten with their kids. The kid might develop, I don't know, like the 1,000 disease that we see over. Like we want a community to protect each other, and the fact that this man is in charge of the Department of Health,
Health.
and I don't want to do a purity test, okay? But I'll do it just for the sake of the conversation. This man was an heroin addict. His wife self-deleted herself. And you
I
are
didn't know that.
yes, in 2011, something like that. She deleted herself because of a bunch of things, divorce, financial difficulties, but this is clearly tied to it and there's a bunch of controversy about him moving the body from like this. And you are the person that is in charge of the Department of Health when you don't can even take care of your personal struggles. To me, my opinion is putting alcoholic in front of the alcoholic anonymous department, right? You are not qualified, and your life history actually shows that you don't know what you're talking about. So nothing against the man. I just think it's dangerous to have a person in charge of a department of health that has all these misinformation type of rhetoric inside of his head.
Mia, as the nurse on the line, what is your thoughts of the autism registry? What's your thoughts on RFK, and everything going on?
I want to say first and foremost, people do recover from alcohol and drug abuse, and they do become productive parts of society. There are millions of Americans, and I'm sure millions of Europeans across the globe that have recovered and that stay recovered. Just because you have tripped up in the past and just because you have fallen on hard times, it is considered a disease. And plenty of people do overcome and they do become productive. I have family members as well. So just because somebody has a past doesn't automatically negate them and doesn't automatically make them a bad person or make anything. Doesn't mean just because somebody has a history of heroin use doesn't mean that after they've been clean and then all of a sudden everything they say just doesn't, everything's negated because they had a prior drug history. We do have to allow people to recover. And I'm just going to say that first and foremost,
Can I
it is a
ask you one
struggle.
question?
No, you may not.
No, before you move forward, because you're going to say other things.
No, I don't want to answer. I'm all set. Thank you. So now when it comes to RFK, I don't think he's the most qualified. I think we would have been better served with a doctor in that role. I think it would have made a lot more sense. However, I will say that it's interesting that people are upset about a registry when they don't realize the National Institute of Health actually already keeps autistic residents. There's already registries in place for, I think, over 25 various diagnoses in the United States. So it's really bizarre that people are latching onto this when we already know who, for the most part, if you utilize insurance and you utilize doctors in America, your child is already on a registry. They already have them. So it just seems like a moot point at this point in time because they're already on a registry. And then I'll just land with that.
So my
Patty,
question.
Patty, you can ask me the question. I'll answer.
No. I didn't want to interrupt her. I'll answer the question, right? I agree with everything she said, right? My question is, would you allow a recovered alcoholic to run a bar?
It depends how much are they into their recovery.
No, you know I love you, right? But I'm asking Mia because she invalidated my point, and I'm trying to make her understand. Absolutely, I don't mind if a past Erin Agdit is a real estate owner now and is my landlord. Totally fine. What I'm asking Mia is, if Mia was opening a bar and she had to hire somebody to run the bar, would she choose a recovery alcoholic?
Fatty, we're running out of time. Enzo.
Oh, we're running out of time now. Did you trying to
Yeah.
protect her? That's what's going on.
No, we
No.
basically
She
one
addressed me. I should be able to address her. Why are you protecting her from answering a yes or no question and moving along?
I mean, I am absolutely listening to what you're saying. I am honestly just choosing to ignore you.
Oh,
it is legitimately as
and then we and no. You said you didn't want to answer. You said you didn't want to answer, and then we complain about the Parkers and the black ladies that disengage from the conversation and are not serious actors, and they only talk with people that they agree. And as soon as they get on their feelings, they say, "I'm not going to talk with somebody on the panel because I'm on my feelings." Go ahead, owner of the show. You can actually continue the conversation because it was kind of disrespectful for me to not allow you to move the conversation and save this beautiful lady. You got it.
Enzo, what's your thoughts?
Enzo, come on the right. What are you going to defend RFK? Are you going to say the autism registry is bad? What's your thoughts?
Honestly, just after watching the video, I just think it's straight up fear mongering that they're trying to equate what he's trying to do to the Holocaust and everything like that. Like, okay, I just want to see what they actually do with it, and then I'll make a conclusion after that. If they do some malicious things with it, yeah, by all means, I'll criticize that all day long. But I mean, you're literally just saying because it's on the same level of gathering people's information that it's like they're gonna just put these people in camps and just eradicate all autistic people. I think it's kind of stupid. At the end of the day, I didn't vote for RFK, so it doesn't really matter to me his background or what he's trying to do. Whatever Trump thinks he is, or if he's qualified for this position, that's what Trump thinks at the end of the day. I'm going to take their word for it until I see otherwise. I want to see the report in September when it comes out for what the causes of autism actually are and if it's linked to vaccines or not. I've always had not a strong assumption that it's linked to some vaccines, but I want more information on it because I've been doing the research myself and I want to see what they conclude on it. That's all I really have to say about RFK.
We have a super chat from T.O. According to NIDA, the relapse for drug addiction is 40% to 60%. Skeptic, what's your thoughts? What's going to be your critique? I can't wait to hear this critique for RFK. I know it's going to come.
Yeah, I'm not a fan at all of RFK. I think he's incompetent. I don't think he should be in the position that he is, the same as Pete Hegseth. We have a lot of incompetent people running this administration. And I want to say that autism is a spectrum. You can have autism and be highly, live your life as if nothing. Pretty sure I'm on the spectrum. So when it comes to neuro, it's basically means that your brain works differently. It doesn't process information the same as other people, and you may not understand social, like the way that people have these unsaid things socially. They're kind of like not common sense to you. The way that a neurotypical person processes information is difficult from a atypical person who doesn't understand the social norms is really what it is, and you process information differently. Like, I've had people come on my panel and say things and everyone gets offended, and I don't understand why we're offended. Like, what are we offended about? Like, the way that they said
You
the
are
information.
telling me that Mia is not an asshole, she's just autistic? That's crazy.
What?
It was a joke. A good one.
So okay. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, you were saying that you didn't understand why people get offended by certain jokes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So, another thing, I do think there isn't a federal registry for autism. That doesn't exist. So the fact that they're wanting to have a federal mandate that if you have autism, you have to be on this registry, I feel like is a red flag to me. I can see the correlation between that and us going towards something negative. The same way that I can see the correlation how Donald Trump wants undocumented immigrants to go register themselves in a registry. I can also see how that can lead us to a negative way. So I just want to say, RFK has said some offensive things. I don't think that he truly understands, like, when it comes to a lot of things and it comes to health. And I can see how a ex person who had problems in this particular area is now in charge of this area. I'm just saying. And same thing with Pete Hegseth. Like, the fact that we took a 4-star general and we removed him with the Fox, what was he, a Fox News host, is crazy to me. But that's the world we live in America now. So we're just here existing.
Well, I can't follow this up at this point. We're gonna do some closing thoughts. Skeptic. Oh, you need a moment, love. I was gonna let you
You're good.
go first. All right, skeptics. Let everybody know where they can follow you, please, and also, about your lives, and then your closing thoughts as well, love.
Yeah, I am on TikTok, a place that doesn't exist. And we host lives Monday through Wednesdays from 11 to 2 p.m. Tomorrow we will be going over communism, socialism, and capitalism. And I have this little thing I always say: don't let anybody trample on your constitutional rights. That's all I have.
What's the time, skeptic?
So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. But we always go after 2 because the conversation gets really rowdy.
I tried to follow you, Septic, but your name is very common, so I couldn't even find it. Like, I don't know if there's there's a specific ad that we can type or something like that, but like the Septic is not working for me.
Let me.
It's funny debate thing, right? Because I know it's a different name.
I think it's Funny Debate Club, actually.
Funny Debate. Okay.
Yes.
Funny. Yeah. Hold on. Let me add it for y'all on the screen.
Yeah,
okay, so y'all got to go check out Skeptic. Skeptic's lives be jumping. Okay, she has like 1,000 people. Like, she needs to brag on that because it's hard to do that. Hold on.
I already found it. Funny Debate Club, right?
Oh, whoops!
Fatty,
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. You would like it, Fatty.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll jump in there because we expanded to TikTok. I'll actually jump in there. I already followers, so I'll be.
Yeah.
I'll
you should.
You have TikTok energy.
Yeah, you do.
I actually don't. I get stumped on TikTok every time I go there, but I understand is a rough environment, so it is what it is. But I'll make sure that I'll join.
Enzo, what's your closing thoughts?
It was a good night altogether. Good episode. Appreciate it. Like always, I said I always appreciate being on here. That's really all I gotta say. It was just a good night all together.
Are you going live tonight?
Yeah, more than likely. More than likely, I think I'm gonna be on DNC Enzo on TikTok.
DNC Enzo. Okay.
I'm following my little troll account. Sounds good.
Fatty, what's your closing thoughts?
I think first impressions are important. So if I rub people the wrong way, I apologize, but some of y'all rub me the wrong way too. I don't like Captain Save ladies, and I don't like people that every time they are proven either ignorant or dumb, they're just not dumb enough to say, I didn't know about it and move along with the conversation. So I will be back. You're not going to get rid of me. I'm not fucking leaving. And I don't want to make this kind of adversarial spot because this is your spot. I don't want to just come in and just bulldoze it. But I think you need people like me to keep you honest. So thank you very much, Nara, for having me. Enzo,
Patty,
thank you
can you
very
tell
much.
me what's the Untouchables? Can you let everybody? I'm just curious what that is, real quick, because
So
I wanted to ask
the
you that.
Untouchables is my YouTube group. Okay, is composed by a couple of content creators and a fan base. So we kind of roam around trying to make a name for ourselves. We've been doing content for 2 years, doing extremely well. So if you want to know more about it, join the Untouchable Discord. Okay, just Untouchables, not exclamation point, slash Untouchables on Discord, and join the community. We're trying to get 500 on the first year. So I'll hope to see everybody on the panel soon, either on a friendly side or on a more of a contention side, if they can handle it. If they're not, I'll leave them alone. I'm not a bully. Thank you for having me, Nora. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Well, you got to come back when 85 is here. 85 has a business. He's traveling, and you remember 85, right, Fatty?
Yes, from less. Yeah, but he's all over the place. I don't take him seriously, to the respectfully. I actually take
Mia Moore.
Mia, yeah, and Gray. I don't like to beat up on people that don't say not like their mind is all discombobulated. So I actually respect their intellect. The dude intellect. Last week I kind of was. Is this not? Sorry,
Okay.
85. Sorry, I apologize, 85. If you watch these, I apologize in advance.
85
I'll
loves
do my
Trump.
closing.
It's
Hold
that
on, I'll
clear.
do my closing talks. Fatty, first off, the new party is all about different people from different ideologies coming and having a constructive conversation. So I really don't know. Like, I'm not the type of person that does like I want to own somebody or like act like I know more. I mean, like I record with mostly MAGA people. So I think our philosophy on like what we're doing is totally different. So I have no issue with you coming on here. I really appreciate everything that you did. But if someone's going to say they're on the left or progressive, I would think they would have some type of respect for women. So, I mean, I'm not saying that Captain Save or whatever you said, but if the guys on the left are supposed to be, you know, taking care of girls, I mean, I literally hear red pill guys say, oh, liberal guys are beta. So
I'm not the simp.
I
Sorry.
understand what you're saying, but
Sorry, I'm not one of these nice guys that you like to punch in the face and oh, the black woman is God and we should give. No, I'm not. I'm a pragmatist. If you attack my point, I have all the right to rebuttal. She attacked my point, and then when I ask her a question, she didn't want to answer. If you don't want to talk with me, don't address my points, and
But-
I won't ask the question.
Hold
That's
on,
all.
Patty. Hold on.
She
But
started, not me.
I will say I was entertained. You know, you came with a lot of energy. You know, normally we just laid back, cool over here. I mean, like, so it's different over here. So it is what it is. I mean, I appreciate everything you did. We got like memberships and all types of stuff just because you came here. So I mean, like, I really appreciate that.
I will not hold it against you just because I bring my people. I just have one question for you, Gray, and this is, I
Yeah.
promise it's one question. Would you allow a recovered alcoholic to run a bar?
Yes, because I mean, like, I really don't know how you feel about drug use, but I mean, all types of people have had drug use, like Wall Street people, people that are doctors. I mean, it's all types of stories like that. So I mean, like, and people take drug tests and they go to probation, they go to jail, all types of stuff like that. So I don't hold anything against people. I mean, like the same thing, like when people were saying, "Oh, you're in Portugal, like why are you talking about American politics?" I completely agree with you where you said, "Okay, like it affects my country." So it's like I feel like everybody has a right to their opinion. That's what the new party is all about. Is about people from all different roles, diverse, giving different opinions. So like you being somewhere like in a whole nother country, being able to tell us like what's going on in Europe, I thought that was dope. So that's like a good thing. But I'm just like, I like with the new party, it's like respectful, you know, like we gonna respect everybody's opinions. We gonna say, okay,
Is
like,
respectful to deny a back and forth when you started it? Is that respectful? If I address you and you say, you know what, Gary, what you said was and then we ask him, hey, Fatty, can I ask you a question? No, I'm not talking to you. Hey, I will leave it alone. I was
yeah.
wrong. I apologize. I hope, Gray, that you make $1 billion, and when you open a bank, you put a convicted bank robber securing that shit. That's all I ask with. Because you have enough money. I think if he steals a couple thousand, you'll be okay. Go ahead.
Okay, Mia, what's your closing thoughts?
I think that the Lord wants us to give everybody grace. And sometimes you just got to give a motherfucker grace. Even if you don't want to, sometimes you just got to give a motherfucker grace. And sometimes it is more polite and better to not argue and fight with somebody and just remain quiet and move on. But at the first and foremost, sometimes you just got to give a motherfucker grace. And this is me giving a motherfucker grace. And I hope everybody has a delightful night.
Absolutely. Nora?
All right. So my closing thoughts is this. Everybody watching, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to At the New Party. And let me say this. Donald Trump has the lowest approval rating. MAGA is denying it. Unfortunately, we have to stand on business and defend why we voted for Trump. Whether we like it or not, the world is going to be questioning us. It's going to be tough conversations, tough questions. And unfortunately, sometimes feathers are going to be ruffled. I don't like them. I don't like some of the things, but I mean, we have to defend what we did, and it is what it is. I mean, at the same time, I believe in having respectful conversations, which I think everyone for the most part did. I'm sorry if anyone was offended tonight, but at the same time, again, you got to stand on business, stand 10 toes down, and it is what it is. People are going to question you, and you need to be able to defend it and defend yourself. And like we always say on the New Party, always vote. God bless.
Introducing the New Party. We live stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.